Hey everyone, we need to talk about what's happening in Southern California right now because a truly massive storm is hitting the region and it's causing some serious disruption and danger. So let's just dive right in.
And let me be clear, this is not just another couple of rainy days. We're hearing officials call this a historic storm event. A flood watch has been issued for pretty much the entire region. The sense of urgency is incredibly high, and you can already see the impacts starting to pile up.
So just to give you an idea of what we're dealing with here, the amount of rainfall is just staggering. Some areas are projected to get up to 250 millimeters of rain. Now, that's about 10 inches. 10 inches of rain over just 5 days. That sheer volume of water is really the heart of the threat.
And that brings us to our first major point, really understanding the specific dangers this storm is unleashing. Because it's not just about the rain itself, right? It's about what happens when all that water hits the ground. Okay, so take a look at this. The risk isn't the same everywhere, not even close. You can see the coastal areas are getting slammed with about 150 millimeters, which is already a heavy 6 inches. But look at the foothills and the mountains. They're bracing for up to 250 millimeters. That's a full 10 inches. This huge difference is exactly why those communities are on the absolute highest alert.
So you might be asking yourself, why are those areas so much more dangerous? Well, here's the crucial piece of the puzzle. The recent, just devastating wildfires have left these hillsides completely scarred and barren. There's no vegetation left to hold the soil together. So when this intense rain hits, it can trigger catastrophic mud and debris flows in the blink of an eye. With a threat this big, you can bet the response on the ground is just as urgent. Authorities are not taking any chances. So let's look at the emergency measures that are happening as we speak.
And we're not talking about suggestions here. This is a race against the clock to save lives. Mandatory evacuation orders are in effect for those really vulnerable canyon communities in Orange County, and there are very serious warnings out for the San Bernardino Mountains. To help out, the American Red Cross has moved incredibly fast to open shelters all across the affected areas. And the chaos? It's already hitting major infrastructure. I mean, before the sun was even up, the 5 freeway, one of the main arteries through the region, was completely flooded in Sun Valley. We saw images of cars just stranded, with drivers trapped in water that was up to their doors.
And it's not just the water itself you have to worry about. That saturated ground is starting to give way. A big rock slide was reported on Highway 14, which is a key route connecting Santa Clarita and Palmdale. The road was totally blocked, cutting off another vital link for transportation. And again, it's not just about deep, standing water. On State Route 18, officials reported water that was actively flowing across the road, basically like a river. They had no choice but to shut the whole thing down.
You know, this quote here from Christopher Prater of the San Bernardino County Fire Protection District, it just cuts right to the heart of it all. As crews are going door to door, as they're rescuing people from stranded cars, there is one, and only one, priority: preventing any loss of life. Okay, so seeing all of this unfold, it naturally leads to the most important question there is. What do you do? What should you do in a situation like this? This next part is a practical guide to flood safety, and it's absolutely crucial information for anyone who lives in an area that could be at risk. Let's walk through this, because knowing these steps could literally save your life. First up, monitor the official alerts. Information is your absolute best defense. Second, evacuate early. This is non-negotiable. If they issue an order, you leave immediately. Don't wait. Third, get to high ground, as high as you can safely get. Number 4, and this one is so important, avoid floodwaters at all costs. Never try to walk, swim, or drive through them. You have no idea how deep that water is or what kind of debris is hiding just under the surface. And finally, watch out for downed power lines. They can be completely hidden by the water and are incredibly dangerous. So as the rain just keeps coming down, let's pull the camera back for a moment and really think about the biggest takeaway from this whole intense event. You know, what's happening right now in Southern California is a powerful lesson playing out in real time. We live in a world where disasters are interconnected, where a devastating fire season can directly set the stage for a catastrophic flood season. In a world like that, being prepared isn't just a good idea, it is the absolute key to survival. And that really leaves us with one final and pretty critical thought. As extreme weather events like this one become more and more common, we all have to ask ourselves, are we as individuals, as communities, as a society, are we truly prepared for what's coming next? It's definitely something to think about.